Another top 100 NBA list just dropped. Bleacher Report just released their prediction for the top 100 players of the 2024 NBA season. A week ago, we reacted to the Athletics top 100 ranking, so we're going to see if we agree a little bit more with Bleacher Reports or not. In a few weeks, I will have my top 50 ranking for the 2024 season. That will come out once we're done with all the positional rankings. We got power forwards this Sunday, and then obviously centers the Sunday after that. And if you guys enjoyed these videos, feel free to drop a thumbs up. I will leave a link to the article in the description below, and go give it a read. These are insanely tough to do. It looks like a multiple group did this ranking. It's from the Bleacher Report NBA staff, and give them some love. They brought me on to their app before to do some NBA live streams, and they're really cool people. So let's get into this and react to it. So there's 20 participants, and there was 8,632 votes, and it was a lot of player A, player B debates, which I kind of like. It's a little bit different. So let's see, top 100 and just missed the cut. Jaden Ivey, I get that, but that's an interesting honorable mention. Jakob Poeltl, fine with that. Shaedon Sharpe, so they're not predicting maybe a top 100 season in year 2 for Sharpe or Ivy. Okay. Zubats, get that. Capella, fine. Conley, regression. Brandon Miller, fringe guy probably in his rookie season. Dylan Brooks, I guess his offense isn't going to get him there. Obviously, the defense is great. Wendell Carter Jr. is an interesting honorable mention, and then Jeremy Sohan as well. If I had to say guys that I think could make it out of this list, I think Wendell Carter Jr. will be there at the end of the season. He's still young and effective, so I get Capella and Poeltl for leaving them off. But I do think that one of Ivy, Sohan, Sharpe, or Miller would get on that list, but that's just kind of nitpicking. So let's get here into number 100. Tobias Harris. Yeah, that's probably where he's going to be towards the end of the year, I think. Next up, we have Josh Hart. Well, I'm glad Josh Hart's in a top 100 ranking. He was not even listed last year. I do wonder if there's anybody ahead of him. Now, honestly, maybe a biased Knicks fan for me, but I think Josh Hart makes your team better than Tobias Harris. I'm just saying that. Now, if I need somebody to score 25 points, I may ask for that from Tobias Harris, but if I need just a player to give me an overall winning aspect to that and who I'm ranking, I'm taking Josh Hart. I think he does just a little bit more, better defender, better passer, just as good of a shooter, and great in transition. I like Josh Hart. I'm a fan of his game. I liked it in New Orleans. I liked it in LA. I liked it in Portland. And obviously, I love it on the Knicks. Kevon Mooney, shout out to him. You could make an argument that Wendell Carter Jr. may be just as good as Kevon Mooney, but what he did for the Warriors in the playoffs, I'm fine with him being in the top 100. Next up at 97, we have Jaden McDaniels. All right, this just seems kind of low on the surface value, but and he's a good offensive player as well, so I'm surprised he's not a little bit higher, but let's see who I'd rather have. Nick Claxton or Jaden McDaniels? I guess it's kind of the debate. Would you rather prefer an elite rim protector or an elite perimeter defender? And that's kind of the debate between McDaniels and Claxton. Bojan Bogdanovic and Benedict Mathurin. All right, there's honestly a good debate. Would I rather have Shaedon Sharpe, Benedict Mathurin, or Jaden Ivey for this upcoming season? I 100% think that Jaden McDaniels is going to have a better season than Benedict Mathurin. So I disagree there. I'm cool with Bojan Bogdanovic one more year before he kind of regresses and is off these lists entirely. John Collins. Really? I think that Jaden McDaniels is better than John Collins. Maybe we're just kind of hating on Collins a lot, and I'm not predicting what he's going to do in Utah, but I don't think he's going to go back to the John Collins of old. But there's a chance he's the second highest scorer on the team. Now, I do think it's going to be Markkanen 1, and then it's Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, John Collins for that 2 spot. But I think I would prefer Jaden McDaniels over John Collins. There's even a debate, I think, for Josh Hart. Nick Claxton as well, I'd prefer over John Collins at this point. Keegan Murray, shout out to him, making it number 92. RJ Barrett at 91. He was 59 last year. This seems low, but we'll get into the guys ahead of him. Devin Vassell, I'm a big Vassell guy. I do think RJ is definitely along his way a little bit more in his development. I mean, he did enter the league a year earlier. So that is an interesting ranking. We got Malcolm Brogdon there at 89, the 6th man of the year. And he's getting up there in age, but I don't know. We'll see who's ahead. Bruce Brown. I like Bruce Brown a lot. But is Bruce Brown better than Jaden McDaniels? I know I saw what he did for the Nuggets in the finals. I did. I don't know. I don't know about Bruce Brown there at 88. Robert Williams, Time Lord at 87. Walker Kessler at 86. I'm fine with people predicting that Walker Kessler could have a better year than Robert Williams. Jalen Williams at 85. Jabari Smith at 84. I guess they're predicting a big jump in Jabari Smith. They really are. That's the only thing to this. And I know he's got very high potential. I guess they think we're going to see it. I guess this is even a huge jump, 84th in the NBA. Just some of the guys behind him. Scoot Henderson at 83. It's tough to rank rookies, so I respect them putting rookies on this list. Alperen Şengün at 82. Nikola Vucevic at 81. All right, I don't think, maybe you prefer Walker Kessler just because of his elite rim protecting ability. Jalen Green at 80. He was 70 last year, so he did drop 10 spots. Brook Lopez at 79. I have him a lot higher in my rankings, just to say. Keldon Johnson at 78. Kyle Kuzma at 77, which I don't know. I think there's some guys behind Kyle Kuzma that I'd prefer. Jordan Poole at 76, CJ McCollum at 75, Anthony Simons down at 74, Chet Holmgren at 73. I think that could be a little bit high for Chet in his rookie year. I think we're not going to see a ton out of him. They're definitely going to have a minutes restriction, I think, at some point on him. We have a Ty at 71. So is this going to go to 69? Okay, it will. So we have Marcus Smart and Michael Porter Jr. I think I was maybe high on Michael Porter Jr. in my ranking. I did have him a little bit higher. We got Austin Reeves and Chris Paul. That's just a crazy statement saying Austin Reeves and Chris Paul, but it's kind of modern day. We got Derek White here at 68. Cam Johnson at 67, Tyler Hero at 66, Aaron Gordon at 65. I also might, spoiler alert, had Aaron Gordon in my top 50. And I think it's a fine debate to say that Aaron Gordon's better than Jared Allen for sure. Wemby at 63 as a rookie. Gobert at 62. I know he was bad last year, but he's really going to be at 62 this year? It's just like, because I'm like making my top 50 list, and it's the first time I've ever done it. And like the original list I made had 75 names to it, so I had to obviously trim off 25 guys. So like I got Gobert in that list, and I got Desmond Bane high there. Wait, I feel like Desmond Bane's gonna be really good this year, man. No John Morant for the first 25 games. Elite shooter, got his bag. He could be the number one scorer on the Grizzlies. Klay Thompson at 60. All right, I'm interested. Wow, Fred VanVleet at 59. I think I'd prefer some of the guys behind Fred VanVleet over him, like Desmond Bane, I think, at this point, for sure. Josh Giddey and Miles Turner at 57. It's fine with me. And 57 and 58, okay? And then we got Jeremy Grant at 56. Julius Randle at 55. I mean, he was all NBA last year. I know. I don't love Julius Randle as a player. I think there's a lot of flaws to his game. I don't think he hustles as much as he should. So I just think 55 is kind of low for somebody that made an All-NBA team. And I think, like, Aiden isn't a perfect player either. I would rather have Julius Randle than DeAndre Aiden at this point. Scotty Barnes. I mean, I would rather have Scotty Barnes than Randle building for the future. But next year alone, do we think that Barnes is going to see that huge jump? I really like what he could do facilitating, and I hope we see some point guard Barnes next year. But I don't really know if he's going to have a better season than Julius Randle. Respect the Franz Wagner love at 52. Tyrese Maxey at 51. Chris Middleton at 50. He was 29th last year. I've been a little bit down on Chris Middleton as well. If you watch the small forward ranking video, I had him outside the top 10. I had him at 11. And I had guys like Michael Porter Jr. and Franz Wagner above him, which caused some debate in the comments, but I do think we might see a little bit of regression from Middleton. We got Draymond at 49. Shout out to him. LaMelo Ball at 48. DeJounte Murray at 47. LaMelo versus DeJounte, that could be a debate for sure. OG Anunoby at 46. I think this is a little high. I think I would probably have him outside the top 50, but I think he's right there on the outside looking in, like knocking on the door. It's what I basically had in my ranking. Andrew Wiggins at 45. Zach LaVine at 44. That seems just a little bit low. Just a little bit low for LaVine. He's really good, man. Kristaps at 43. He's up from 64 last year, so up 21 spots. I really like KP. Man, I don't think he's going to be like as good as he was last year, and I think the counting stats are going to make him look a little bit better. I mean, he's going from being the number 2 option behind Bradley Beal in Washington, and Bradley Beal, when he missed some time, the number 1 option, to being possibly the number 3, 4 option. Like, he's obviously behind the Jays, and then, like, you know that Malcolm Brogdon, Derek White, they're going to get their shots up. I don't think Kristaps is going to put up as sexy numbers this year, and he's already dealing with an injury going into the year. DeMar DeRozan at 42. It's roughly where I could see him being at the end of the year. Evan Mobley at 41. I think that's fine. Great defender. Paolo Banchero at 40. All right. I really like that jump. I do wonder how his efficiency is going to hold up. I think, like, when I make a hot take video for every NBA team, I may say that Franz Wagner is better than Paolo Banchero in 2024 just for that season. And that may consider itself a hot take because people love Paolo, rightfully so. He's been very good for Team USA so far since the real game started up. Top 50, I mean, it's possible, man. I just got to see that field goal percentage go up and that three-point percentage go up, and I could be a believer, man. But he is really good, and he's somebody that I definitely, like, will admit, I was wrong about my pre-draft assessment on him. I didn't know how good of a playmaker he was going to be. I didn't know how physical inside he was going to be. There was the whole conditioning issues as well, so I was a little turned off. I still had Chet Holmgren as my number 1 player, which could still be an all right take, but I did have Jabari Smith Jr. and Jaden Ivey ahead of him, and I had him at number 4. So that did not look good at all, and I'm wrong, and hey, I'm fine admitting when I'm wrong. I'm not perfect with these by any means. 39, Cade Cunningham. I had him just outside my top 50, but I could see that for sure. I hate that Cade Cunningham is getting most improved player, like, nominations. He's like a #1 overall pick, and he didn't play it all last year. If he wins that award, the award's broken. I mean, Josh should never have won it 2 years ago because he was a 2nd overall pick. Garland at 38, Drew Holiday at 37. Drew Holiday's underrated, man. I do think he could be better than some of these guys. Brunson at 36. All right, I may have Brunson like 10 spots higher, so I really hope it's not me being an extreme Knicks bias. We got Domantas Sabonis here at 35. Bradley Beal at 34. I think for what they are now, maybe Sabonis is better. I would say Drew Holiday is better than Bradley Beal at this point. They're roughly similar in age. Holiday is a little bit older. Halliburton at 33. Markkanen at 32. They're a little bit higher on Markkanen than I was, but I still really like Lauri Markkanen as well. I think there's a good chance that he is an All-NBA forward this season. Jaren Jackson Jr. at 31. Okay, they are definitely lower on him than I have. I have him a lot higher. I really just, man, he could take that throne, like claim the best defender in the league this year. If he wins DPOY, you win back-to-back DPOYs at his age, man, leading the league in blocks the last 2 years. I love Triple J, man. Like, the Grizzlies, yes, maybe in theory, should have taken Shea at the time. Who knows than Triple J, but no. I think if they could redo it, they're perfectly okay with Triple J. Still knowing they get Ja a year later, but he's like a perfect young secondary guy to have on your team. Secondary to Ja. Trae Young at 30. We got Brandon Ingram at 29. Zion Williamson at 28. So they got the Pelicans right there across from each other. Bam Adebayo at 27. I feel like there's going to be a shocker here. Mikal Bridges and Kyrie Irving tied at top 25. I think it's what you value. I'm fine with Bridges being ahead of Bam, but I personally think Bam's better. And then Zion at 28. I think he should be a little bit higher, just a little bit. But who knows when he's healthy, man. We got Mikal and Kyrie right next to each other. One current net, one former net. I'm glad Kyrie's getting his love. We got Siakam there at 24. Karl-Anthony Towns at 23. I think, like, they are respecting Cat. And he was 16 last year, so he's even down this year. But when Cat's healthy, man, he's one of the best offensive players in the league. Not just offensive big man. And he's a generational offensive big man. Now, okay, maybe I'm throwing out that word too much. Jokic is a generational offensive big man. But Cat, he's a generational big man shooter, we could say, for sure. That I could say. We got James Harden at 22. I'm a little bit lower on Harden this year. We got Ja Morant at 21. I mean, when he's on the floor, man, he's a top 15 guy, but there's a suspension, and we'll see how he comes back from it. Donovan Mitchell at 20. Jaylen Brown at 19. I personally have Donovan Mitchell ahead of Jaylen Brown in my shooting guard rankings and my overall rankings. We got Paul George at 18. That seems a little bit low. De'Aaron Fox at 17. Whoa, Fox ahead of George. It's a different time, man. It's a different time. We got Jamal Murray at 16. It's very high. That is high. Anthony Edwards at 15. He's been getting all the hype this summer. We got Damian Lillard at 14. Kawhi Leonard at 13. When he's healthy, man, he's top 10. But when is he healthy consistently? We've got Jimmy Butler at 12. Shea at 11. AD at 10. That was like a ranking that I was tough to do. But they do have AD as the better of the three. I still think Jimmy could be better than Shea. He's not going to put up as like maybe sexy of numbers. But hey, he just brought them to the NBA Finals. I don't know if you replace Shea on that Heat team, would he bring them to the NBA Finals? Maybe, because Shea's a fantastic player, and he's already a top 15 guy in the NBA at his young age. Number 9, you got Devin Booker. Number 8, you got Kevin Durant. So 2 Phoenix Suns there in the top 10. Number 7 is LeBron. It sucks to say, but that's around where I have him as well, so I agree with that. Curry at 6. All right. I mean, I guess you may see a little bit of regression, but I think that's a little disrespectful to Steph. Tatum at 5. I think the Tatum hype is definitely warranted. He's elite, man. I know the finals thing, but he's already been to 1 finals. He's been to a bunch of conference finals since entering the NBA. He's a winner, man. Joel Embiid at 4. Okay. Maybe a spot or two too high, but he's the reigning MVP, so I can't really hate on that. Luka at 3. Get that. I would maybe put Steph at 3, Luka at 4, maybe Embiid at 5, something like that. Giannis at 2, and then Nikola Jokic at 1. So you guys can let me know what you guys think about this list in the comments below. It's very tough to make a top 100 list, so I will give them credit for doing so. Yes, I have some disagreements, but I also agree with a bunch of these as well. Maybe they're hating my Knicks just a little bit. Brunson at 36, and then they got Randall outside the top 50 at 55. So you guys can let me know what you agree with or disagree with in the comments below. Drop a like if you guys did enjoy this video. Like I said, in a few weeks, I will have my top 50 ranking for the 2024 season out. I'm super excited for that video to come together and then be uploaded for you guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying the content on the channel. I've been enjoying these videos as of late. I've been enjoying the rankings, the quiz videos, the reactions, kind of a mixture of everything. So make sure you subscribe because that's going to be coming all season long. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.